attention, see how smart this is over your company. This is not your contract. CCDA. You're fraudulent copyright claims.
Hats.
I have.
The gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view.
Behold the pug.
And see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear
We're back.
You're back.
Hello, we're back.
Some of us are even front.
Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome back to yet another movie night. We are here, and we're live, and we're ready to go, I think. At least I hope so.
We'll see.
Well, I don't know if we're live or not, but you know what the hell.
We're here, at least. So, we actually have a pretty large panel with us this evening, so I do want to get right into our intros for everybody tonight. So let's go down the line here and start with Jenny Morgan.
Standard panel size is 4 foot by 8 foot.
That wasn't me. That was Purple. Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Doing all right.
It's so nice to be here tonight. What is everybody up to? Hey, how's the weather in your neighborhood? It's really hot here.
Sun showers.
Well,
Oh,
we're
God.
glad to have you. We have some nasty thunderstorms here the last couple of days, so hopefully everything stays up, but, you know, we'll just play it by
As I
ear.
understand it, 70% of the country is baking and 30% is drowning.
Jeez, I'm doing both, so, you know, good times.
Same here.
It was like 90 and humid today. It was disgusting. Yuck.
Yeah, well, you're the one who wanted to move to Tennessee. You deserve
You
it.
know, New Jersey wasn't any better.
Well, we're just slightly further south than you, Jess. So we're getting the same storms and worse heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us
Also
tonight,
getting
Jenny.
sun showers.
Well, thank you. Move on to someone else now. I'm done.
Well, thank you. We also have with us this evening Chris Kelling. Hello, Chris.
Good evening, and actually we had some pretty mild temperatures here today, so I can't complain. And I remember a couple months ago people were complaining that it was too cold, so I guess there's no pleasing anybody. You know?
That's true.
Everybody complains about the weather, but nobody does anything about it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten out my weather machine yet to change it. Sorry. Well, we're glad you're here with us tonight, Chris. We also have Purple. Purple rhymes with orange. How are you doing this evening?
Doing okay. You know, was a bit stressed earlier, but coming down from things, so.
Well, that's good to hear. It's always tough being stressed, so it's nice to kind of have that relief. Well, I'm glad you're with us as well this evening. Let's see, who else? We got RJ tonight. Hello, RJ.
Yes, I'm up to 5'8",
Well, that's good. I mean, hey.
and I have a negligible gravitational field, no discernible positron emissions. All systems are within nominal parameters.
Have you started getting 5G yet?
I'm already at like 12G.
Oh, okay.
I'm way ahead of that.
All right, good.
Yeah, we're not going to go all that primitive 5G stuff.
Wait, 12G, so you've gotten, what, 5 vaccination shots instead of 2?
Yeah. Spoons are attaching to my face. There's masses of anti-vax protesters outside of the house, talking about the strange 12G thing that looks strangely like a tree.
Doesn't all that magnetism interfere with your computer?
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah, like that.
No, it has no effect at all.
Okay, good. Well, we're glad you're here with us, RJ. We also have this evening, let's see, Tornado. Hello, Tornado.
Wake up, Tornado!
I'm up. It's just the internet's cutting. It's cutting in and out.
Aha. Well, we're glad to have you here with us tonight,
but
too.
The thing is, recently, today has been relatively good, actually.
Awesome.
And
Well, always
I've
good.
also managed to get into the unique position of seeing some blockbuster sun showers.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having a pretty decent day.
There was one, like on Wednesday, around there. There was a sun shower on Wednesday that was basically a sun shower that formed literally right on top of us.
I thought they closed down all the blockbusters.
Yeah.
No, there is one Blockbuster. I think it is in Idaho. They maintain one store open so that they can maintain their trademark.
And Idaho is probably the best place to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because no one will actually go into it.
Yeah. Well, if you do, you don't want to know them.
Yeah.
They still don't have electricity up there, so it's just a safe place to put it.
There's a couple radio shacks around still too. So.
Oh,
Wait,
good.
they still have one store open?
There was one Blockbuster video store rental.
Wow. Well, we're glad to have you here with us, Tornado. We also have Momnado this evening.
Chocolate. Chocolate cheesecake, to be precise.
Awesome.
So I'm quite happy I am having chocolate.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And let's see, we also have with us tonight Diana. Diana, the Lavender Lady, is here with us this evening. Hello.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the hell are ya? I'm not dead yet, but I'm working on it. And it's good to be here. It's been a while. Definitely been a while.
Don't even joke about that.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
Don't joke about being dead.
Yeah. We want to keep you here for a while. Not here. I mean, I'm not holding you guys hostage, but...
We keep telling her that. And
yeah. Well, I think I got to everybody, right? I don't think I missed anybody. Okay.
I am going to go
Hi,
and
everybody.
get the power converter for this laptop.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm using a laptop to communicate with you kids. So
hurry up.
give me a half a second. I'll
Don't
be right
trip.
back.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to bring up our wheel here in a sec and then get us all, see what we got on our lovely wheel this evening. Jenny might be happy to hear we don't have any chakras on the wheel tonight.
Didn't we have chakras last week?
We did, yeah.
I missed last week. I was sleeping.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing with chakras.
Damn, I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got one. I hope it's on the wheel.
You know,
I believe Chris
what
dug it up
was
with
we didn't do the
somebody thinks they could
annotation correctly.
actually debunk Wolfie.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you're still a little quiet, by the way, just so you know.
You're
I'm not
real
sure if
quiet,
that's...
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So I brought up our wheel. We'll just take a quick look at it. We have Equinox, we have Wing Lift, we have B-17, we have Dinosaurs, and we have Truth. So,
Well, how much wing lift do you need to
Hey,
be
don't we fly a
B-17 airborne with a
B-17?
dinosaur on board?
quite a bit.
Hey, Lavender, don't we fly a B-17?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Most certainly do. B-17G.
Well, I don't think
this is
that...
a different form of B-17.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's quite the same B-17.
Yeah, this B-17 contains iron too.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Well,
did this B-17 escape from a bingo game?
Yes.
So our videos for this evening are, we still have Equinox on there, and that one is the Flat Out video. So that one's not an actual Flat Earther, that's Flat Out, who makes fun of Flat Earthers. And that one is Flat Earth Equinox. I equatorially mounted myself. And then
Worth it just for the title.
Yeah. We have a video by Brian's Logic, and that one is Calling Out Wolfie 6020 Wing Lift, How an Airplane Flies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. We also have a video from Matt Powell. It's called Dinosaurs Farted Themselves into Extinction.
Yeah, that was my offering.
Yes,
Farted
that was.
themselves into extinction.
What?
Yeah. Fortunately, it's really short and really
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh! Is this the same guy that has the? Hold on. Is this the same Matt Powell that has an inflatable banana in his backyard that he?
Yes.
calls
Rumor
a deal?
has it.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
And then
So
we
their
also.
methane
I
emission. What
believe
killed
for every drop of rain.
Okay.
We also have Truth, which is from Level Earth Observer, Flat Earth Globe Mathematics, and the Horizon of Truth.
Oh
And,
no, not Mr. I chose.
Yeah,
It
the
should be
formal- I chose
Flat
the
Earth
formal
Mathematics.
scientific
I'm the
We're
fountain of
losing
truth. or
half of
something
what you're
like that.
saying, Tornado.
Yeah, I think.
I think Tornado loses half
Hey,
of what he says before he says it, doesn't he?
Yeah, why is Momnado clear but Tornado's
Hey!
breaking up? Aren't you on the same connection?
No,
Check and see if you're on the 5G or
I
the.
think I had Google Earth open.
Well, that would do it. Close Google Earth.
Yeah,
I did.
You got your 5G shots before I did, so you should have some really good
Yeah.
reception.
There we go. That's what was
transmission
doing it.
going there.
Google Earth.
Yeah, he's
All right.
much clearer now.
You'll have to
Awesome.
Google your planet
But
later.
yes, this is. Are we in fact referring to the same guy that chose a name with far more scientific sounding initials that also spell out low Earth orbit?
Yes.
well, we
Well,
also
fuck him then.
we also have, last but not least on our wheel, B17, and that one is I Beat Cancer with Vitamin B17.
for
Oh
fuck's sake.
boy.
So wait, you
B17
beat
is-
cancer with a flying fortress.
Yeah, it's
Is
an
that the
amazing thing
one?
to see.
Is that the one they call Leia Trill or some crap like that?
The person, her name is Sandy Rogg.
No, the other name of the drug.
Oh. That
Because-
I'm not sure.
Could
Is
be.
Kent Hovind selling that stuff?
I wouldn't be surprised, to be
Well,
honest.
He was.
At any rate, it's definitely woo, so.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay then.
Exactly.
No, wait,
Easy.
isn't B17 cyanide?
I don't believe so. All right.
It's if I remember correctly, it's amygdalin, which is not very healthy.
Yeah. Well, should we spin the wheel then, Tornado?
Wheel of misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spin it!
Kick that baby.
Oh no!
On the line.
I think it's on dinosaurs. If you
I think
ask
it's
me.
barely on dinosaurs.
Oh,
yeah.
well, this if on the dinosaurs, this is only like 5 minutes or so. So you're but I have to warn the audience. Pus may leak out of your ears from terror at what you're about to see.
Okay, 5 minutes plus the channel, plus the panel's comments. We should be through it in an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
This
All right,
is
give me
anything
one.
like I remember it. Yeah, we'll be going all night.
Yeah, let me bring up the video real quick and we'll get
Drink.
started. You're already calling drink?
It's on the line. Can't you see that?
It's not. It's over on dinosaurs.
Are
I
you
can
causing
respin if you guys
problems?
want.
Nah.
What do you guys think? Would you rather a respin
I
or?
want to see what Matt Powell has to say about dinosaurs.
I don't know. I suppose if you want to spin it again, you can. It's like, you know.
We could always just do this one and then spin it after that and do another video.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's
This
do,
is
let's do
short.
the
This is
dinosaurs.
All right. Let me bring up that video. VLC. Hello, VLC. And this.
I heard
and
that
Bam.
dinosaurs, chicken.
Oh boy, this looks good already.
Is that Matt Powell?
Yeah.
He looks different than I thought he would.
All right. I think we're good. Let me just make sure. Move this here. I have your hands up so I could see all your lovely hands.
There.
Okay.
Oh, let me.
Look at that. Tornado's got a hand up. Yes, Tornado. Nope, no Tornado. Put his hand down. Okay. We're good to go.
You told me you wanted to see my lovely hand, so I showed it off.
Here we go.
All right. I think we're all set and ready to go here. Are you guys all ready?
Ready?
I'm always ready.
All right. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Matt Powell.
Oh, maybe not. Hold on. We don't have sound.
You weren't
Can't
ready.
hear a damn thing.
What? Why don't we have sound? Hold on.
Well, hey, without
Well, I can
sound, we
barely
are
hear it.
ahead.
Yeah. All right. This. All right.
Hearing him is a
There we go.
downside.
Okay. Now we have sound. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Matt Powell. So yesterday I was doing some research on why certain of the dinosaurs had went extinct. And obviously we've seen that evolution teaches a lot of really wild things. But one of the most wild things that I've ever seen, and I wanted to put out there in the public, was that evolution actually teaches that certain of the dinosaurs went extinct because they farted themselves into extinction.
Drink!
They literally...
What?
Yes, Tornado?
Okay. Did you know that the average fart is like maybe less than a couple liters at best? Probably like maybe 0.25 of a liter of gas that you produce, like gas that you expel, versus what? Billions upon trillions of liters in the atmosphere alone. Dinosaurs are not able to fart themselves to death. It's just not possible.
Tornado, what if you had two dinosaurs and they were doing not Getsy, the squad?
I think he's going on some research from a couple decades ago saying that the methane produced by herds of cows was affecting the atmosphere.
Well,
Yeah, now
there's a hell of a lot more cows than there are ever dinosaurs.
Yes, that's true.
We also have RJ with the hand up.
Yeah, as it happens, I've studied this particular video in detail at the source level. So the interesting little questions that I will pose to everyone is A, where is he getting his sources from? And B, what evolutionist supposedly claims that? And I will let that kind of run, and then I can pounce at the end to fill you in on the interesting details.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you mean he actually is supposed to have sources?
Yeah, well, he had a source.
Reliable?
No,
Okay, that answers everything.
it was Fox News.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that's a reliable
excuse me.
source.
Oh dear. Well, should we continue on and see what else he's got to say? I think we've made it.
Oh,
You
sure.
want my honest opinion?
I mean, you know, we don't want to continue
That's
on, but should
what
we?
we're here for.
I
Well, but
want
don't you
somebody to
want to
calculate
enjoy Matt Powell's natural sanctimony?
I found the actual volume of a human fart. It is from about somewhere between a bottle of nail polish and a can of soda. In terms of volume.
Oh my god.
One of which
Well-
we'll find here, and it's not a can of soda.
Yeah, well, but you also have to include the fact, Tornado, that dinosaurs are bigger than humans. Most of them
Yep.
were.
But
Much bigger than
provides
humans.
it provides a decent estimate for volume of a body versus the volume of a fart. So, again, the point still stands. Dinos would not be able to fart themselves to death, and this guy's premise is completely flawed, and everything that comes after it is flawed based on that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stinky yucky farts are generally composed of methane. Well, a rotting body of a dinosaur is composed of methane too. Which do you think produces more?
The decaying dino.
Yes.
Okay, to be fair, herbivores actually produce considerably more methane than carnivores or omnivores.
Yes.
Which is why, cows produce more methane, compared to body size compared to humans. So yeah, if you were talking about something like, a Brachiosaurus, which is primarily a herbivore, Yeah, I'm sure the volume of methane in a single fart would be fairly considerable.
Yeah.
But
Although
then the
you're
question is how many
already
of these animals
thinking
were
this
alive at one
through
time?
You can
more
get the
than he
fudge
did.
that farts,
Yeah.
That can be pretty nasty.
Anyway, let us all move on away from this
Yeah.
stinky.
Moving on.
We're gonna get to the
Situation.
science.
All right. Here we go.
I was
Let's see.
sciencing.
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
indeed.
All right. Switch this. There we go. Okay.
Gasped themselves to death. This is what evolution actually teaches about
No,
why
it's not.
certain
No.
of them went extinct. And so, just the fact that any atheist YouTuber out there would put stock in
Atheist
evolution
YouTuber.
after knowing this,
What the hell
in my
does
mind, it
religious
fully
affiliation have to
discredits
do with
pretty much
Nothing.
everything that they're saying, because they're holding to a theory that's been debunked time and time again by true science, and
Drink.
it's just
Drink.
Yes, tornado.
Considering that true science doesn't posit that dinosaurs farted themselves to death, that is a position that you're arguing that science does not have. So you're committing a straw man fallacy.
We
It gets
call it
even,
a lie.
gets
He's lying
even
for
worse
that.
because it's not. It gets even worse because you're claiming that something that you're saying discredits all of evolution because of true science. You, sir, don't even know what true science is, and the fact that you claim that evolution teaches that dinosaurs farted themselves to death shows that you don't even know the first thing about evolution, because evolution does not even teach that. Evolution is a matter of population genetics, in that it is descent with inherent genetic modification due to changes in allele frequencies and reproductive populations over many generations. It is
Okay,
not
that's
a field
enough.
of extinction.
That's enough. That's
Calm
enough.
Calm down, kid.
Yes.
You need to end with one sentence, okay?
Jesus, we're not 10 minutes in and he's already at F5.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, what I was going to say was the fact that I missed the last part of what he said because I don't have dog hearing.
Yeah. Pretty much. We also had Momnado with the drink call, I believe, right after tornadoes.
Yeah. He's claiming that evolution says that they farted themselves to death. I don't know anywhere in my science books when I was going to school that said dinosaurs farted themselves to death. So, if it had said that, every single person in the classroom at that point in time would have broken up laughing because, well, gee, just how immature are you when you're in junior high and you're learning about this stuff? I mean, this would have destroyed science class.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, Matt's pretty adolescent, so this kind of fits.
And then we had RJ.
Yeah. Let's fill in a little more of the little factoids here. Now, in the link to this video, he gave a single source, which was a Fox News Channel report on this, which had the scare headline, "Scientists believe dinosaurs farted themselves to extinction," and that's what he was copying off of. The article itself wasn't quite like that. In other words, it was a clickbait headline. The problem was that the paper they were alluding to never claimed that. All it was thinking, well, wait a minute, cows can theoretically, they generate methane. Sauropods and others would have done similarly. Let's do a calculation as to whether or not the methane from sauropods and dinosaurs might have contributed to the greenhouse gases that were producing warming during the Cretaceous when the climate was quite warm. Nothing about extinction, nothing whatsoever about it. And in fact, there were some critics that complained that they got some of their math wrong, and so it was less of an issue than they were trying to do. But there was no point at which any of the scientists were asserting that dinosaurs went extinct because of their methane emissions. Zero, none. Not even in the Fox News thing that Matt Powell grazed past at 800 miles an hour.
So not only is Matt Powell riffing off a Fox News post, but that Fox News post is not, and not only is that Fox News post clickbait, it's not even true.
Yeah.
It's not even
Right.
what the scientists were studying, so
Yeah.
it's misrepresented.
Because I read the damn paper.
So
Fox News misrepresented it, and Matt Powell swallowed it hook, line, and sinker.
because Matt Powell is an idiot.
Yeah.
how far
pretty
do you
much.
have to sink to misrepresent Fox News to make
Exactly.
a bad point?
That is a low bar. I mean, a snake on crutches is able to get underneath the bar at Fox.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Wow. But snakes don't use crutches.
Yeah, but you'll notice how utterly
belly in a wagon.
hyper confident he is about this evolutionist you're teaching when he has no clue that that isn't the case.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Well,
for saying stupid things and making it look absolutely stupid.
and then we have Chris
Well-
Kelling. We have Chris Kelling with the hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how big were those bubbles when you had the aquatic dinosaurs farting. So,
Well, you know,
Unfortunately, there aren't any
Really
aquatic
stupid
dinosaurs
games.
either.
Was it like a
Although
hot
there
tub?
are marine reptiles, but no and marine giant aquatic crocodiles during that period. Very interesting. But I appreciate your joke, but it's spurring me on to think about taxonomy and systematics here. I'm sorry.
And how big of an upside down jar would you have to hold in the ocean to catch it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you know how difficult Mason jars were making? Because the Mason conspiracy hadn't begun until the tertiary.
My goodness. Well,
Yeah.
I think we should
Wait a
move
minute.
on.
Yeah, he's going to get to the science any minute now.
Oh, I'm sure
Uh-huh.
he
They have
is.
the Royal Order of the Water Buffalo?
That I'm not sure. You're still a little quiet there, Chris. By the way, just a heads up.
I can't do anything about it. Sorry.
Too
Okay,
bad.
no problem. I just want to make sure you knew. All right.
Shout like tornado. That'll help.
Yeah, sure. That'll. Everybody else in the house will enjoy that.
Yeah.
And the neighbors will be appreciated too.
Yeah. All right, here we go, guys.
Mind-blowing that some people would actually take the time to try and defend something that ridiculous. And so it says a lot about the people that will try and defend these unsupported assertions. They weren't there.
Which
they don't
we
know
don't
what the
need to
environment
because it's
was
not
like.
a
God damn it.
All right, I think I heard Mom NATO first on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so
Okay.
he's sitting there saying he can't believe how many people would believe these assertions that they're making. Okay, pot, kettle, you're both black.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Watch
Oh,
out
dear.
for all the times he doesn't mention the names of these supposed scientists or people
Yes,
believing
or,
this.
or the people that are asserting these claims. Of
The
course
only
not.
people who are believing this is his followers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. We also had Tornado with the hand up.
First, I just want to say to Matt Powell, "Oh, hi there, Kettle. Name's Pot. Have we met?" Secondly, and this is very important for you to understand, people don't have to be there in order to get the relevant information. You know, it's not like the evidence for certain things happening is... It's not like the evidence for certain things happening is literally written in stone.
Stop yelling.
Yes, no yelling.
Sorry. Oh, and by the way, nobody teaches that dinosaurs farted themselves to extinction. That's a misrepresentation based on a Fox News... Oh, I'm sorry. Fakes News article.
Fox Trump Pravda.
And then our Purple, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say people keep using the pot and kettle thing, but no, that's not really accurate here. This is just a simple matter of projection.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then we had RJ with the hand up.
Yeah, I feel sorry for poor little Matt because here he was looking at his Fox News post and his little hand cramped up to where he couldn't possibly Google search and follow up to find out what the original paper was. And then his poor little eyeballs would have just been terrified and so weepy with tears if he had to read a science paper that would like go on 5 or 6 pages with little teeny print and footnotes and all of that. I mean, this is just tragic that this poor little creature would have been put through such agony of doing that. So, you know, I can easily understand that he could sit there on his couch and act like the prick that he is and disparage science work that he's not even tried to study. I mean, that's perfectly understandable.
Right.
Well, this is pretty good evidence for the need for research papers to be illustrated with, you know, cartoon pictures that explains things simply to guys like Matt.
Yeah. Well, I think he may go more for the Kama Sutra style illustration.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Of
I
dinosaurs.
don't think he'd understand that.
Yeah, there we go. Dino porn. Yeah, there we go.
I don't think he would understand any kind of porn, let alone dino porn.
Oh, how sad. That
Alrighty,
is really sad.
moving on. Let's continue on with our video here.
It is science.
Yeah, we probably will soon, I'm sure.
And so their best
How would the Triceratops have oral sex without hurting
how
somebody?
dinosaurs
Jenny.
went extinct was that they literally gassed themselves to death. Take a moment to really let that sink in, because here's
take
the
a
thing.
moment to sink in.
In schools across America, kids are learning this. In colleges,
No,
they're not.
in universities,
No. Zero
they're being
zero
taught this
example.
theory every single day. And Hitler said if you tell a lie big enough,
Oh,
wow,
Hitler! There we go. There we go. There we
Oh,
go.
God damn
Hegel
it.
said
Yeah.
that, not Hitler.
Yes, Tornado.
First, Hitler never said that, you anti-Semitic fuck.
That's Mr. Anti-Semitic fuck. Keep it going.
Yes.
Secondly, nobody is learning from a Fox News article unless they're learning how to fact check it.
Well, maybe in Oklahoma.
Or here in Florida, which is a damn sorry thing to say, because fuck's Florida. But seriously, nobody is learning that dinosaurs gassed themselves to death because nobody is saying that.
But
You're
he
the one
thinks
who
it
projected
is.
that onto opponents who will not share it.
Yeah.
So, just shut up, Matt. Seriously, shut up.
Oh dear. All right. Shall we?
We're running out of
continue?
time for this science.
Jenny,
I mean, we've got plenty of time. We got like 40 seconds. I'm sure he's
You'll
gonna get to
squeeze
all of the
it in real
science.
fast.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
All right. Here we go.
people will believe it. And people will often laugh at you for not believing in evolution. And they'll mock you and say that you must just be too superstitious to believe in the facts. But the truth is that they're unfortunately the superstitious ones. Because anybody that believes that dinosaurs farted themselves into non-existence is putting trust
Drink.
in...
God damn it.
Yes, Diana?
Annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, this whole bit about dinosaurs farting themselves to death is not superstition. I mean, superstition is some crazy thing you believe, some crazy supernatural thing that, for example, if you carry a rabbit's foot with you, it will somehow bring you good fortune, or the believing absolute twaddle, to quote RJ, is not necessarily superstition. It's just plain old stupidity.
Yeah, it could have been just
Starts
terrible
with the
science
same letter,
had
but
anyone
this is
made
where
the
it goes.
argument that he was accusing people of.
Yeah, pretty much.
How could anybody who looks as cool as Matt Powell does be lying? Come on.
That's
But
true.
to be fair, this is how Matt does all of his videos. He either is like standing in a suit out in the field or sitting on his couch in a relatively short video, which is merciful. And he
God.
says a very small amount of things without documentation with absolute conviction and certainty. And they're just like this one.
I'm
and-
trying to remember, is Powell the one that wants to kill people like me?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so yeah, we're starting off on a good foot right there. Yeah, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. He does not want to kill any LGBT people, but he thinks that the government should do it.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I know that it's not germane to the topic, but I just kind of wondered if I
Yeah.
needed to get my dime store apologist
Yeah.
straightened out.
And-
you know.
I was planning
he
to stick
believes
to
the government should do
tonight.
that.
I was planning to
He's a
stick to
Hoganista.
tonight, but since you brought out Matt Powell, I had to go and get a whiskey.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, and another one that he had done was on the supposed surfing monkeys. That's where he was kind of riffing off of
What the
intelligent design.
fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard
Monkeys.
that one.
Well, yeah, you see,
Oh, boy.
your the New World monkeys and Old World monkeys are
Right.
in different continents, and so how did one
And-
get over here? So there's arguments about whether or not in the early stages, when they were very small, I mean, we're talking mouse-sized critters at that stage, that they could have rafted over vegetation mats, various other ways. The Atlantic Ocean was smaller. They might even have gone over the Bering Strait area through Asia. There's several routes that might have been possible. But he transformed that into actually surfing monkeys,
Oh
to where
my
full-size, large, bonobo-sized monkeys are supposedly surfing across the oceans. And needless to say, he was
boy.
applying much the same kind of
Okay,
air quotes logic that he did to the farting dinosaur.
And I'm sorry I don't have my hand up, but I've got to get in here right on RJ's comment
Yeah.
that although he says how absurd this is for a way that monkeys could have gotten from Africa to South America, he does not explain how after the flood the monkeys would have gotten from the Middle East to South America.
To South America. Oh, yes. That, you see, at that stage, you're already thinking this through more than he ever has.
Oh dear. Well, let's
Matt
go. I
Powell
think
has never been caught
claim is
thinking
that-
a subject through, ever.
I
He
don't
makes
think
Kit
that-
Hovind
that's
seem like a
outlandish.
scholarly titan.
well, let's go over to Tornado. I believe he had his hand up.
Yes, and of course, Matt Powell is going off about how people are being superstitious and believing this, and that they're the superstitious ones and whatnot. No, Matt Powell, the superstitious one is you for claiming that people actually say this. And also, Superstition is a song by Stevie Wonder. And it's a good song by Stevie Wonder, but it's also still a song by Stevie Wonder.
That's true. We also had Chris Kelling with the hand up next.
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know. Don't mean to crowd the camera here. That as a religious person, your Matt Powell may not. These are not typical results, and your Matt Powell may or may not get the same mileage. Your mileage may vary, and I disavow anything he has to say in regards to religion or science.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Not to mention that his ability to quote the scriptures is limited and flawed.
Yes.
And I would suspect he probably would be reading the Bible just as accurately as he was Fox News.
Right.
And then next up, we had Diana with the hand up.
Yeah, touching on the Haplorini and Strepsirini again, just for a second here.
Ooh.
What's with the surfing monkeys anyway? Because I thought that it was the case that I think it's the Strepsirines got trapped on the South American continent when that and Africa ripped apart. There was no need to cross the growing Atlantic.
Oh, well,
Or,
later on that's the case, but the very deep roots of the group are still kind of mysterious. We're talking about 50 million years ago, and the fossil record is fairly sparse for the primates anyway, because they're known primarily by teeth. So you don't have a heck of a
Right.
lot of body fossils available,
Well,
and a lot of them live in environments that don't preserve stuff well. That, of course, are issues which poor little Matt Powell's never going to get to, because the limited range of creationists he copies from don't pay any attention to it either.
Yeah.
Hey,
Although there is a huge field of mammalian fossils and vegetation together in Colorado. There's like 60, 70, 80 sites that have all sorts of really cool stuff available to research. But my point was that I think the monkey philosophy or theory is completely plausible. Have you ever seen the sense of balance that a gibbon has?
Well, I just want to correct one thing here. I don't think it was surfing monkeys. I think it was flying monkeys.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but those come up to the
and
top.
broomsticks.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
remember,
geez.
the kinds of primates that would have been making these early migratory biogeographical shifts are not the ones we're used to now. Those are 40 million years later. These are very small animals, as small as the smallest lemurs and primates today. They're little itty bitty little critters that you can hold in your hand. They're not large.
They swing from dandelion to dandelion.
Yeah, there we
Yes.
go.
Anyway, let's move on.
Sorry for that science interlude. You know.
I know. How dare you, RJ?
apologize.
All right, here we go.
Primitive superstition.
Ooh, he can type in words to Google. And that was it. That was his one source.
Oh, Jesus. And the source is from
I
2012.
think that's all CGI.
Yeah, it's all CGI. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I just
Was
don't
there,
know.
when
I
happened,
have
was
no
the
words.
dinosaurs were doing
I
that?
have
Was
no fucking words.
when the dinosaurs farted
Yeah,
themselves
you say
into extinction? Was the Earth flat then?
Yeah, that's what curled it up.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
That's what turned it into a globe, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, first
dear.
it went through the taco
Dinosaur
stage.
fart?
I am going to defend the taco-shaped Earth here. I feel that this is a model that is insufficiently appreciated by cultured aficionados of the field. So I will go with that.
Okay.
And you don't even want to know what I think were the cherry tomatoes.
Oh dear. Well, that was a special video.
Wasn't that special?
Yeah.
Wasn't it nicely short, though? I mean, can you imagine?
was.
There are creationists that would have turned that bloody thing into an hour and 20 minutes.
Gosh, yeah. But no, that was it was a video, that's for sure. So
They were
we
pixels.
have our 4 other videos, I believe. 1, 2. Yep, I can count. Look at that, 4 videos. So
Dare we
if you
spin
guys
the
would like,
wheel?
we can spin that lovely
Oh,
wheel
sure.
again.
Wheel of misfortune. Turn,
Wing
turn,
lift,
turn.
wing lift.
Show us the next stupid that we should burn. Spin it.
Keep it going just to piss him off.
Truth!
No!
All right, this is the Level Earth
boy.
Observer video.
Also known as low Earth orbit.
This is a video that's been how many weeks, Side Strike?
Just a few.
About.
So it's got
4 weeks,
moss on
10
its north side now.
Yeah. All right, let me just get everything straightened
Ooh,
out here.
pretty.
I know, right? That's not what I wanted. Come back.
Oh my goodness, it's an airplane window.
Yeah. Or
is.
the space toilet seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Ooh.
probable.
It's the
Yeah,
portal
it's-
over the North
It's what they
Pole.
use
Come
to cover
on.
the window when they're trying to photograph the Earth on the way to the moon.
It's the porthole.
Oh dear.
Oh yes.
I'm thinking bung, but never mind.
All right, I think we're all good to go here. All right, are you guys all set?
Yeah, I
Sure.
want some science.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, here we go.
Aeroplanes and the horizon of truth. Sprinkle on a little bit of globe mathematics, and what have you got? A cannonball Earth that just falls flat on its face based on its own claims and its own mathematics. Bear with me.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I want to know if I'm in an airplane cruising at 39,000
Yeah,
feet.
another one of
I want to
those.
know how far away the horizon is that I see out the window at eye level. I want to know how far that horizon is according to the
Drink.
globe mathematics.
Yes, Tornado?
He just said horizon at eye level on a sphere. The horizon would not be at eye level. It would actually be 3 degrees below that.
Immaterial to the question. Continue.
Yeah.
takes. I want to know how far away that is, supposedly from me. So we put in the observation height, 39,000 feet, and we calculate. And we get a distance to the horizon of 242.1 miles. So we've got that as a reference. Okay, so I've got my 242.1 mile figure. Now I put in an eye height here of 0. All I'm interested in is how much the Earth supposedly curves between the 2 points of reference. Point A being the ground below the aeroplane. Point B being the horizon the people or myself are seeing from the aeroplane.
See, forgetting to put the eye height
So
in
all
there.
I'm interested in here is just getting some idea how much the ground curves away. And we calculate. And it turns out the ground curves away at 39,050 feet. Okay?
So
we've
if
got
your
that as a
if your
reference.
target hidden height is as high as your eyeballs, you might be able to see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just proven his own argument wrong.
Yes.
Congratulations, you
Thank
just shot
you.
yourself in the foot.
Yes, Jenny?
39,000 feet. Why is this guy bitching about somewhere around 8 miles variation in a what's that damn circumference? 25,000 mile circumference?
Huh.
Let's see, like 10, 1.
Might I suggest
1/100th of a percent
that he's an idiot?
Yeah, pretty much,
Because the
RJ.
air is thin up there in his control cab for the sky crane.
Well, that's the answer to everything, but
Yeah. Oh dear.
Wait
All
a
right.
minute. I can tolerate science, but it sounds like she's mathing at me.
Uh-oh.
She is.
We can't have any of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Math puts me to sleep.
All right. Well, let's continue on.
Hypotenuse and good night.
So I've got the illustration here. Point A, ground below the plane. Point B, the horizon that people are seeing from the plane. Supposedly.
No, that's not what it's
But the
saying.
strange thing is, according to the globe maths, the horizon, when you're in an airplane flying at an altitude of 39,000 feet and you're seeing the horizon 240 miles away, according to the globe maths, that horizon is not only 39,050 feet below eye level, you've also got to add the 39,000 feet of altitude that you're in your plane.
No.
Drink.
No.
It's the number twice. You can't add the variable twice.
Oh, but he did because he forgot to plug it into the formula.
Yes, Tornado?
No, that's not how that works. The target hidden height when you're at ground level, not eye level, or when you're at basically 0 feet, that's how far down the object is obscured. When you go up 39,000 feet and the target is 39,000 feet of target height hidden, if you go up that high, you're going to see the target. Gee, it's not fucking rocket science.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Jenny, you still had your hand up?
Yeah, 250 miles is such an insignificant amount when you're talking about the size or your range of view at 39,000 feet. How many times have you been in an airplane and they say, oh, to the right is Colorado and over to the left is Texas? It's just,
Yeah.
no big deal. I mean, the first time I was ever in an airplane was the year 2000, okay? And so I was like a full-grown adult. And we took off, and like within, 2 minutes of climbing, I looked out the window, and I could see both sides of Lake Michigan. Ooh, why, that's 100 miles all by itself.
Right.
Plus a
man.
whole bunch. I think I pretty much see Cleveland, too.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is completely consistent with the formulas that he was so misusing on his own screen.
Of course.
Well, that's like flying from Missouri to Florida. just how wide is the Mississippi?
Depends.
At its widest point.
3 to 5 miles.
Right. That's why. And you're sitting there, you're in an airplane, and it looks like a little itty bitty ribbon about this big.
Yeah.
And I can see across it from 600 feet up.
Yeah, exactly. So you're seeing both sides of the river, and it's like, hey, that's a little river. And then you realize, oh my fucking God, how high am I?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you realize, it's a big fucking river. So, 250 miles.
I've been in my living room and wondered how high I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tornado said
miles.
drink so many times, now I gotta go for a refill.
It's when you're seeing the horizon in an airplane, and you're just seeing white gray in the distance. What you're seeing is actually clouds.
Right.
It's not landmass like he's making it sound like. That is actually clouds where the earth is curving. You can't necessarily see the curve if there's clouds. All you're going to see is the clouds.
So if you see clouds upon the hill, you only see crowds of daffodils?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's it.
just checking.
Purple, you had your hand up?
Well, and just a small technical point, because I'm sure he's going to get into the thing about the airplane needing to constantly point its nose down.
Hey,
if we're lucky.
That's the wrong video.
Yeah, well, just that, altitude is a relative thing. It's just a measurement of the distance between the plane and the ground.
Yeah. All right, well, let's continue on.
Let's see what
I'm
other
sure
dumb
we'll get some
shit he has
science
to
in
open
shortly.
out.
Yeah.
Globe mathematics. The horizon that appears at eye level, however high we go, but in this instance in the plane at 39,000 feet, according to the globe maths, that horizon should be 78,050
No.
feet below eye level.
No!
Think about that.
No matter how many times you repeat the
78,000
thing that isn't
That's
true,
higher
it
than
won't be
U-2
true.
plane flies at.
Well, maybe he's a
That's
Republican.
how high.
That's true. That's possible.
That
Hey.
difference is how far the horizon should be below eye
Drink.
level.
Yes, Mom NATO?
I'd like to know where he's getting this estimation math, whatever,
I know,
globe
I know.
mass or whatever that he's getting.
I know where he's getting it from.
I mean,
Yeah.
Getting
Up
it
his
from
ass.
shiny brown chakra.
Mm-hmm.
well, yes, we admit that his shiny brown chakra has overtaken his entire body.
Yeah.
But I mean, he keeps talking about this, but he doesn't explain where he finds it, where he's getting this math. Plus, he went ahead and put his eye level at 0, which is 0 feet, which means his entire calculation is
Wrong.
off
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
by
Started right off the
huge
bat. Wrong.
amounts. Because
No, it's not huge amounts. That's
Mhm.
that's the point. The biggest number you can pull out of his measurements in feet is about 8 miles,
Mhm.
and that's nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing
Apparently.
from 39,000 feet.
Right.
Well, let's see what else he has to say. I'm sure he's going to get to something super sciencey here soon.
Sure.
Really ridiculous.
I do not think that
Who
means what you
believes
think
this
that means.
stuff? I pointed this out to a globe-believing mate the other day. He just froze on the spot. He had nothing to say. It's because the globe maths mugs itself off left, right, and centre, particularly with
Froze on
planes,
the spot
and
because he couldn't
particularly
believe your
when we're dealing
idiocy.
with the horizon.
Right.
You can't look out of a plane window and see the horizon there, when according to the globe maths, it's nearly 80,000 feet below your eye level.
Drink.
No.
No! What you're
You're
doing
beating this number. It won't ever be true.
You're beating a dead horse, even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cruel.
Yes, Tornado?
Level Earth Observer, you're lying. You're lying to suit your narrative, and everyone here can see that.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to lie to bolster your case, it pretty much shows that you don't have a case.
Yes.
You took one number and another number and found out they matched, and then you decided, hey, let's figure out how I can make this work for me. And you proceeded to add one number onto the other to get bullshit. In other words, you're lying.
And made the mistake of doing it right in front of us so he could see him make the mistake.
Yes, his methane production is off the charts.
Yeah, will farts cause flat earthers to go extinct?
We can hope.
I sure, yeah.
He's adding
Unfortunately,
one
I don't
plus
think
one
so.
and getting banana.
Darn.
Yeah, pretty much there, Chris.
What was that, Chris?
He's adding 1 plus 1 and getting banana.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh dear. All right, let's see. If
Which
we
we
can,
know is in the backyard of Matt Powell.
Now, are they naked bananas?
Oh, I hope not.
They turn it off pretty quick. They could be mistaking that for the chakra.
That's true.
Yellow chakra.
All right. Well, let's.
Or he's waiting to insert the banana into his chakra.
That is
let's
a terrible
move
fate for
on.
a banana.
Here we go.
It's a terrible use of bananas.
True.
And chakras.
That's clearly ridiculous. I'm sorry. If you believe or want to believe you live on a globe, I mean, you can carry on. But it's clearly, scientifically, impossible. And when you use natural observations and use the horizon,
Because you say it's scientifically impossible.
and then test it with the globe mathematics, the globe just fails. This isn't an opinion. This is a scientific fact. The globe, I'm afraid.
Yes, Tornado.
It's not a scientific fact. It's you lying about what the numbers say right in front of us, and everyone with at least a single iota of critical thinking skills can see that.
Yeah.
You, sir,
Pretty
are a
much.
reprehensible charlatan. And that's not an ad hominem, it's a perfectly warranted insult, fucktard.
I want citations.
Yeah, I don't
His
think he'll be
citation
getting
is his
those.
own fucking ass.
Yeah, actually, technically, he put the citation up. He put up the calculator that he used, and we could see him forgetting to put the number in. So he comes up with this idiot. He's remeasuring the same thing from eye level as if it were in the plane, which you wouldn't get that number if you'd put that in. So, he's just going around and around in the world. But he has proved that 1 plus 1 equals banana. Chris has it nailed.
Yes.
Pretty much. Well, I
But
think
it doesn't
he,
equal naked bananas.
Yeah, no naked
he's just about to wrap up here. He's got like 5 seconds left, so let's just finish this
Oh,
one out.
okay.
Is impossible.
Yep, that's it.
It's
Okay,
impossible.
He definitely didn't rub his logic out.
How much time we got?
However much time you got.
You got to do this wing lift thing. You just got to.
Jenny wants the wings. She wants the wings.
All right.
Just so you know, that's an 18-minute video, by the way.
Okay, well, we're
Yeah, but
okay
he-
with it.
He debunks himself in a lot less than 18 minutes, so we don't have to go the whole thing.
Okay. Can we play the wing thing at chipmunk speed without losing much?
I'll have to see. Well, let's bring it up here and we'll see what we got.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
That'd
while I-
scrunch it down.
give me
At the
1
worst,
sec.
it would make it unintelligible, which I'm sure would be an improvement.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it takes away all the fun.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the one that,
This one's actually fun, huh?
Yeah, it's the words that make
well,
these
I think
people so
this is the one
laughable.
that, Creaky
Okay.
played earlier today.
What was that, Chris? I didn't hear you.
I think this is the one that Creaky played earlier today. I think that's where I saw it. It was either Creaky or Mr. Sensible.
It may be. I'm not entirely sure. All right.
I know Creaky posted one earlier today, but I didn't get to watch it yet.
All right. Here we go. Got our lovely.
This looks official.
This is by Where's Wally?
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Let's play this one and see what we got.
Well, here you go. Okay, this is called titled, I should say, calling out Wolfie 6020. And it's about how airplanes fly. Okay, please share this with Wolfie as much as possible and question him on this specific topic, because it's extremely important. Okay, Wolfie 6020 is a acclaimed commercial pilot who is a former military pilot who works for a private company. Wolfie turned up on the Flat Earth Globe Earth scene on YouTube in 2016, if I remember correctly. Wolfie has since then, which is 5 years now, claimed a sphere Earth. Wolfie has, as aforementioned, is a commercial pilot who claims to fly about 10,000 miles per week, if I recall correctly. So it is time for him to put up or shut up. Explanation time. Aircraft fly with their noses between 1 and 4 degrees above horizontal on average. The reason they fly this way is due to how aircraft are designed to fly, by using air pressure differential above and below the wings. Aircraft are pushed ahead through the atmosphere by thrust.
Yes, Chris?
That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
No, that's all correct. That's all absolutely correct.
Yeah, air pressure differential is, I guess, technically correct. He does get into a little bit of an explanation of what he means by that, and yes, but it's not because of what he thinks it is. Let's continue on with that.
All right, let us continue then.
And the wings of the aircraft are designed in such a way to create and take advantage of a pressure differential, where a faster moving air glides over the top of the wing, causing a lower pressure system,
Actually, the wing
and slower
designs
moving
create
air
the
glides underneath the wing, causing a higher pressure system. Due to entropy, this causes lift, as the higher pressure
Entropy?
under the wings strive for equilibrium with the lower pressure above the wings.
Drink.
So,
Definitely a drink on that one.
Yes, Chris?
Entropy has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing.
But if the entropy is perpendicular to density, then
Yeah.
1 banana equals 2.5 cucumbers. See, it's all simple.
Don't
How
forget the
many
green
germs?
peppers.
That's only under the quarter gerund perspective. I'm sorry, RJ.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you put in the gerund contraction equation, it turns into a pimple.
All right,
Okay.
we can proceed.
Oh dear. Well, let's continue on.
I hope you enjoyed this science. You're taking notes, I hope.
Oh yes, I'm sure everybody is.
Good,
Yes,
good.
pimples and cucumbers and bananas.
Yeah, got it.
Oh,
There'll be a quiz.
All right, here we go.
So, the more thrust that is imparted by the pilot of the aircraft, the faster the air flows over the
pedals.
top of the wings, and the faster the air, the lower the pressure. And as we all know, an increase in pressure differential will mean an increase in entropy.
Entropy.
No.
So, more thrust, the greater the
Drink,
entropy.
drink,
The
drink,
greater,
Yes, Diana?
What the hell is he confusing that
From
for?
what I'm hearing, he's only considering the higher speed and the air over the upper surface of the wing. He's not saying a damn thing about the lower surface of the wing. Both surfaces will feel air moving faster because the whole thing is moving through the air as a unit.
But he did explain that when the air goes under, that it moves faster and therefore creates upward thrust, which actually I guess it wouldn't be thrust; it would be more a vector.
It creates lift, yeah. But
so-
see, the thing is, thrust is what pulls the plane forward. Or
Right,
pushes
that's why I
the plane
corrected.
forward, if you're using pusher props. But I mean, the fact is that thrust is not what creates lift. It's the wing moving through the air that creates lift. If you have, let's say, a stall speed of 70 knots, you need to have 70 knots of airflow going over that wing. You might be physically standing still over the ground. Your ground speed might be 0. But if you have 70 knots over that, running over that wing, and it's generating lift at 70 knots, then your plane
I've
is
seen a
gonna
bird
go pretty much
hover
straight up.
in that way in a really stiff wind. There's a video of it, and it takes advantage of all of that. It ain't going anywhere, but the wind is, so it's able to stay aloft. I suppose he's not going to get into the issue that when you go transonic, you go supersonic, the lift shifts on the plane. That's why wings of planes that fly supersonic are shaped differently than the ones that aren't, because the lift has to shift, and the Concorde had to physically pump fuel around because the lift characteristics altered when it go into supersonic. But I don't know what that has to do with the entropy.
He doesn't do anything on transonic, but he does enter into the trans stupid very soon.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happens when you fly the plane into the ground.
Well, that's entropy.
It was,
Yeah, severe entropy.
Yeah, it was Blue Marble Science was the person who did the video on that. He has a private pilot's license, and he did a very nice description on what on where he went wrong, where this guy went wrong. So.
Oh boy. Well, with that, I think let's continue on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Find out more about that
the more lift, the more tilt the nose of the aircraft will have upwards.
There is no center of entropy.
Just for move on there. Okay. Here is an aircraft wing. Fast moving air over the top, slow moving air underneath. Okay, so you have high pressure underneath and low pressure at top.
Bernoulli effect.
So high will go to low, causing lift of the airplane.
You have more surface area.
So here is from NASA. So thrust
Notice
is
the absence
pushing,
of the word
pulling,
entropy anywhere.
pushing whichever the plane forward. You have drag, which is the air resistance, causing a pull back the way, because it has to flow through air. You have weight of the airplane, which will cause it to want to go down. Then you have lift caused by thrust, which will allow it to stay up. Okay, so more lift than weight, the plane will rise. More weight than lift, the plane will fall. The more drag than thrust, the plane will slow. More thrust than drag, the plane will accelerate. Okay, so the more thrust, right, will cause more lift. So the more thrust, the more lift, the more.
Yes, Jenny?
Okay, put that illustration back up there.
Okay.
Let me guess, it's flawed in some way.
No, next one.
Oh, that one.
Bingo. This is him debunking himself. Now, his whole argument is that these airplanes don't fly level; they fly with their nose up in the air, which may well be true. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it isn't. Let's just say maybe it is. Mm-hmm. But what is not perfectly level is the wing. Okay, mm-hmm. and this illustration, as simplistic as it is, shows it correctly. The body does not have to be level for the wing to be level, and it's the wing leveling of the wing, or the tilting of the wing, that is going to change the thrust and any kind of upward thing. In other words, it can fly through with a nose up in the air perfectly straight, because it's the wing that makes that decision, not the fuselage. Okay, it's just not the fuselage. Period.
This is something that he doesn't get into, which he really blows his thing. It's something that Blue Marble Science got into, and it's also something that I've gotten into because I was getting really tired of having to say this to Oakley all the time when he was using his angle of attack. This is what angle of attack is. It's the speed of tilt on the wing on a chord that's level to the compared to a chord that's level to the surface. Based on that angle of attack is how much lift that you're going to be generating, and you want to have that angle of attack set for at a certain angle for density of the air. Okay, so if your air density is let's say you have the plane trimmed up for I don't know, I'll pick a number, say 15,000 feet. Okay, if you increase the angle of attack, okay, it's going to generate more lift, and it's going to try to go up, and the plane is going to slow down because what was that desert pile? That's right, drag. Okay. And so increasing the drag. Okay, so now the plane is going to start slowing down, and you got to move the angle of attack closer to that chord until you get back to the altitude that you're at. I mean, this guy has no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Jenny, you had your hand up?
Yeah, preemptively, what this guy's going to say pretty soon is something along the lines of, if you're flying all this distance with your nose up, by the time you go this distance, you're going to be this high in outer space and stuff like that. Of course, ignoring the fact that your altitude is based on your distance from the globe, not a horizontal line. So go ahead, proceed. I'm done.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I figured out the entropy thing. It's just really obvious here. Those are Goodyear all-entropy radial tires on that plane. And when they lift them up into the plane, the entropy changes. I mean, this is really pretty obvious, don't you think?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
By the way,
And you don't want to run with a bald entropy on your tires. That's just dangerous.
Oh, boy. Well, shall we continue on?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Is overcome. And the more thrust creates the lift and also counteracts the drag. And the lift also counteracts the drag. So that's the basics of this effect. Okay, but a byproduct is the nose tilts up the way. So the more thrust, the more the nose will tilt up the way. Okay, because it causes more lift, and the lift causes the pressure differential, which causes the plane to tilt up the way. So the plane's nose is tilted up the way.
He doesn't know what trim means.
So here we have the purple line. If it's overextended.
Oh dear, this is where the shoe drops, eh?
Okay, I've written in there.
And notice the
here you
wings
have
aren't
plane going
level.
forward, right? So the plane is trying to go
not
in a
to
straight line
scale.
like this yellow line here, right? But on this model here, the Clover model, it has to be doing this, right? Going down this way. But it's trying to go forward, right? Because that's how it flies. But actually what happens is, as it flies, the nose comes up the way. If you can see this yellow arrow here.
Yeah.
So what's actually happening?
Yes, Jenny?
This illustration also debunks himself. Again, notice the angle of the wing versus the levelness of the fuselage. And he's obviously never heard of the concept of trim, in the control surfaces of an airplane.
You mean those ailerons are there for a reason?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. I always just thought they were there as like aesthetic choices.
Trim tabs are...
Wait, so the plane can decide whether or not it wants to be level?
And if it goes on a diet, it's trimmer. And if it eats a little too many donuts and that, it's less trim.
Diana, you had your hand
That's
up?
how that works with the entropy.
Yeah, I most certainly did. Excuse me, please. This numbnuts is neglecting to note that attitude and direction of flight are not necessarily identical. For example, you can go into, I think it's called a flat spin, where your aircraft is tangent to the ground, but it's going down. So even with the nose up in the air, you can move forward rather than constantly going up. A lot of people miss that, and it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more prominent when you look at flight in outer space, but even in the air, it does work that way.
But
Yeah, I have seen...
Our narrator guy has a lot of attitude, though, doesn't he?
Yes.
I think so. Let's see.
Oh, what's that?
All right. Well, let's continue on and see what else.
Yeah, get to the science.
Yeah, that's coming. Sure, I'm sure it's super soon.
I'm holding you to it.
Is it's flying forward, but with its nose tilted up the way. So it's flying forward at a slight angle, okay, but it's still flying in a straight line, horizontal line forward. But it's flying with its nose above horizontal, because this would be horizontal, but this would be where its nose is, tilted above horizontal. So engine power increases lift, and lift causes the airplane's nose to tilt upwards from horizontal. Here, these lines here, making flight over a consistently curved surface. Physics impossibility. So, just going to go back down now.
Illustration, not to scale.
So, from this, we can conclude that when an aircraft is flying at around 550 miles per hour, which is around the average speed for a commercial Boeing 777, etc., that the nose of the aircraft will invariably be above
It has
horizontal
no choice.
by a couple of degrees, as it has no choice.
But what if the plane is gay? Doesn't it have a choice there?
Aircraft cannot. Aircraft can't not fly with their noses a few degrees above horizontal, as that is how they are designed to fly at cruising altitude for extended periods of time and distance. And every pilot must learn this, as it's a crucial part of information to know for every pilot. So every pilot has to know that the plane that they fly, that it has to fly with its nose above horizontal, because that is how lift works. Now I've known this for years, and I've known it.
It stayed on the ground.
I've known, I don't know when I learned this. It was years ago. Of course, I don't know when it was, but it was years back. And Wolfie has known this for a long time. So if the plane has to, the only way a plane can fly is by using lift. Okay, the thrust creates the lift. The lift causes the nose to tilt up the way. So that's the only way a plane can fly, with the nose tilted above horizontal. So just go back for a second.
And so that makes the world flat.
On the globe model, which is Wolfie's model, the nose would have to at some point for a long period of time be below horizontal, because it's not just drop, it's curvature. Because if you flew from London to Perth on the globe model, then you're going to have to, or the other way around, you're going to have to end up 3/4 way upside down. That's the way it is. There is no way around it.
Upside down.
Jenny, I think you had the drink call first on that one.
I had my hand.
My brain is melting and it hurts. Another thing this guy obviously does not understand is that if you have a moving body, and whether it's in the atmosphere or whether it's past the Kármán line in outer space, its orbit, its forward motion is really an act of slowly falling to the earth. And it's the control surfaces, not the thrust, that keeps it above the earth. Okay? The thrust provides forward motion. The wings provide the lift. Okay? Yes, they are interrelated, but you give something as much thrust as you want, and you're not going to guarantee that it's going to go up. You know, a rocket, that's different, but they start pointed up. It's just he doesn't understand airplanes at all. Not even a little bit.
Probably a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I want to know where he's getting his authority on this information he's trying to pass off as.
Same where he got the entropy from.
Okay.
Tornado?
Can you bring up that graphic again? The one with the little globe thing? Where he says it make... Yeah.
That one.
That is assuming that the atmosphere remains at a constant thickness throughout the entirety of a plane's flight going into, well, space. But here's the thing. The atmosphere attenuates with height, which means it gets thinner. This means that every aircraft will have this thing known as an absolute ceiling, above which it will not ascend any higher. At that point, an aircraft has no choice but to fly at a certain altitude, or its engines will just flame the heck out. In this case, the plane would still end up going in level flight anyway, but you know what? The plane here always ends up adjusting because the pilots are constantly dealing with little issues here and there, keeping the airplane on course. as such, the whole pitching down thing is naturally going to happen because it's a natural consequence that gets lost in all the noise. You're not going to notice it because it gets lost in all the noise of the flying. But even if an aircraft were to just keep its nose at the same quote area as it's flying along without changing it at all, it would eventually reach a point where it can't go any higher because of the atmosphere itself.
This guy is conflating or doing the very, very typical flat Earth behavior of conflating level and flat. Okay, the plane can find level, and you define the level by at the same altitude over the Earth at any given time, even if it's curved, because it's following the curve. And flat, the way this guy's looking at it, he thinks those two yellow arrows above are level. No, they're flat. Level is the bottom line that is curved.
Right.
I'm done.
Thanks, Jenny. All right. Well, let's continue on a little bit. See what else we got.
So even throwing something like there's a blanket answer from people who are uninformed and uneducated on the subject of gravity would just shout gravity, right? But it doesn't matter what your belief in of what gravity is or what it is actually claimed to be by modern day.
Also, drink on belief of gravity.
All the gravity belief of whatever you want it to be in the world won't change the physics of the situation. The nose has to tilt above horizontal, so it cannot be flying around something that is falling away from it at magnitudes underneath. It can't be doing that. Because, as I said, it's not just drop. Because a plane can drop in altitude, but it still won't be changing its position. Its nose will still, even if it slows down, its nose will still be above horizontal by a degree or so. And the more thrust the pilot gives the plane, the more lift. So the more the nose will tilt up. So that's why when a lot of planes, when they're flying at top speed, at cruising altitude, their nose will be tilted up the way. Now, I know if they're flying through thin air and stuff like that, people might make that argument, but I have not heard how that would change anything. But either way, the nose and the way the airplane is designed, if you look at the nose of the front of airplanes, especially if you look at the big ones, that really shows how the air is designed so the air is pushed. That's the idea. It's pushed down underneath, and that's what happens with the differential of pressure on the wing at the wings. So how can an airplane be ever doing this down over that shape of a thing when it's naturally flying, going in a straight line, but with its
Don't
nose
let him
tilted
design
upwards?
your
It's
airplane.
never, ever flying with its nose below horizontal. And if it is, everyone must be strapped in.
Yes, Tornado?
Here's the thing. Again, the atmosphere things with height. So basically, this is a massive asked and answered. But he's also forgetting that planes do indeed start to pitch down slightly when they're beginning their descent. Or, using flaps. Or a combination of the two. Or even decreasing thrust. All of these things can be used to descend. And also, may I include the 0G flight, which does actually drop its nose below the horizontal. Oopsie.
RJ, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I'm kind of skating out on a limb here. The guy thinks the Earth is flat.
Yes.
Does that kind of make him really unreliable when it comes to processing information in any context whatsoever?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
There. I'm safe on my little limb there, but I still am so curious about the entropy.
Oh,
I think
boy.
we all are.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to get to it.
Hey,
here.
can we connect this to Sanford's genetic entropy? Maybe, like all the airplanes are only 6,000 years old.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually, technically, all the airplanes are only 119, 18.
Well, you mean there haven't been Adam and Eve didn't have airplanes to work with? That is blasphemy, young man.
Okay, the relevant question is, does a DC-10 eat its young?
Yeah,
No.
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would
Show me-
its young be?
show me a
Actually,
DC-9.
And what does a Lockheed Constellation do with that triple tail in the dark?
It flashes all the 747.
That's for the old kids
You're
in the
dating
audience.
yourself, RJ,
Lockheed
honey.
Martin.
Everybody
stuff
else,
trucks.
Google a damn Lockheed Constellation, you literate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Lockheed
Kelly
Stuff.
Johnson.
All right, well, let's continue on.
Yeah, get to the
Never
science.
You're never allowed to walk around when the plane is flying and it's flying with its nose below horizontal. You have to be sat into your seat when a pilot decides to do it.
Fortunately,
Doesn't
he's
happen all
largely
the time, but I've just been
unintelligible.
on
That
planes and it did
helps.
happen. Where the pilot was dipped the nose to come into land, and then obviously they landed with the nose up, but to drop in altitude fast, they dipped the nose. You know, I'm not saying it
I
happens all
drop
the time.
Drake.
attitude all
but it
the
does happen.
time.
Yes, Mom NATO?
Did he just claim that the airplane lands with its nose up?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does.
yeah.
Concord, definitely.
Right, I know, but
You wanna
he's
touch down
claiming
on the main
that the nose can't go down to descend.
Well, he said it would.
Well,
Right.
the reason, what he's indicating there is that when in standard landing procedure, you're going to be at flat and level flight,
Right.
and then you descend to the landing point, and so your nose is going to be down. But when you come in for that actual landing, you are bringing your nose up to provide more drag.
Right.
To let the flaps be a
Slow
little
the
bit
plane
more
down
effective to
because
help keep the plane aloft for those last few distances because it's moving so slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rear wheels touch, and then the nose wheel touches.
Yeah, that maneuver is called the flare.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when you pitch up to land.
I mean, he's just wow.
make your seat backs in their vertical position when disembarking from the
And
plane.
That's a
Interestingly
maneuver
enough,
that's used to slow the plane down so it doesn't bounce when it hits the
Yeah.
runway.
interestingly enough, did you know that the airplane's rear landing gear isn't actually straight up and down? It's actually got a little bit of an angle to it.
Mm-hmm.
That is until it hits the pavement, in which case the landing legs sort of grab onto the pavement like a cat.
Well, it depends.
That's all
on
due
what
to
type of
entropy.
aircraft you're dealing
That's
with.
kind of a shock absorption concept for it to do that.
Or is it the airplane's chakras?
Oh my goodness. Alrighty, let's continue.
It's the
Tiny
chakra
drum.
absorbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're chakra
Jenny.
absorbers. There we go. Yeah.
Ow, that hurt.
Oh, that's it. With that, we're moving on.
You know, an interesting thing about the flaps. The intention of the flaps is to increase the amount of lift because it changes. They're at the back of the wing and they fold down and they change the curve
shape
of
of
the
the
air
wing.
down there and creates more lift. But
Yep.
flaps are also used, like in the P-38, in the German Stuka, in the Corsair F4U. They also had flap arrangements that would help the pilot control the plane better in a dive, because these guys would, in those planes, they would dive at a target to drop a bomb. But you
Right.
have to
No,
have control to
dive
get out of that
bomb,
dive at the end. And
Or
flaps
hog.
can kind of help you do that too. They're not just for landing anymore, I guess.
Flaps also slow the plane down. And
Uh,
allows
V10 warthog. Enough said.
So,
RJ, you had
Yeah.
your hand up, and then we'll continue
Fun
on.
fact on those wing flaps and stuff, those were invented by Glenn Curtiss back in the early days of aviation. I just thought I would slip that in because otherwise our brain corrodes from this video.
That's true. All right, well, let's continue on.
My brain's pickled with whiskey, so I'm okay.
Oh, you have
by
an
the way, it's
excuse.
called the main gear.
So the point is,
tornado.
they fly for thousands of miles with the nose above horizontal. So it's an impossibility that they can be flying over a curved
Yeah,
surface
right.
that's dropping
Sure.
away from it from below them at magnitude. The further forward they go. So it's going to come back. So
Physics
we
and
agree that
possibility.
it's something, a crucial piece of information that every pilot has to know. Now, Wolfie is a pilot. So now, Wolfie 6020 has spent 5 years on the opposing side of this argument, the flat earth. And all that time he has been flying commercially as a full-time pilot, I suspect, And given his career and military aircraft history,
He knows how to
it would be
use
safe to say he's more than
parentheses.
fully
Wow.
aware of this fact. So it wouldn't be a guess, or it wouldn't be a stretch of the imagination that Wolfie is more than aware of this, as it's one
Your
of the first things you
imagination's
would
been
have to learn as a
stretched
pilot.
quite a ways,
You
kid.
would have to learn about the 4 basic things, which would be drag, thrust, weight, and lift. You have to learn them.
What
They're
happened to
basics
entropy?
of how an airplane flies. So he definitely knows about this, and he definitely knows about it since at least 2016. Regardless of how long he knew about it before, he has to have known it since at least then, because he has been claimed to be a commercial pilot since then. So
What is this claims
if
shit?
Wolfie 6020 would be
And
kind
words.
enough to actually provide some tangible evidence as to how an airplane can fly over a consistently downward curving rotating surface, while an aircraft's wings are taking advantage of entropy by creating a pressure differential. A differential
It's
which
not
causes the
entropy,
effect
that's
of lift,
aerodynamics.
but also causes the effect of the aircraft's nose to be tilted upwards. And this tilting upwards effect is in accordance with the amount of thrust that is imparted by the aircraft's pilot.
Oh,
So how
boy.
would successful flight be possible on any other layout other than a flat plane Earth?
Also, the
when the
rotating
effect of
part of the
wind lift
curving
is
thing
taken
doesn't
into
have an
account?
effect on it either.
So
I thought
would
you
Wolfie
said this was
to
by
address this
Where's
point?
Wally?
How can he fly a plane that is designed to fly in such a way that the nose tilts up above horizontal? It cannot fly any other way. Not for any length of time. Well, it can, but it's going to career into the ground. Because if any pilot flies for any
Drink.
length of time with the nose below
Oh,
horizontal,
okay, you beat me to it.
Yes, Mom NATO?
Okay, he keeps claiming that the nose has to fly above a few degrees above horizontal. What he's forgetting is that it's not above horizontal, it's above the horizon. Because the horizon is how a plane judges where its nose is. Because the horizon is always a constant when you're flying. So the nose is tilted above the horizon, not above horizontal. So it changes the whole argument.
Are you saying he's lying?
Of
Oh,
course.
just an idiot.
Diana, you had your hand up?
Yeah, this may have been mentioned before. I think it was. I think Jenny may have mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. This numbnuts is talking about the wings providing the lift, and you have to fly the plane that way and everything else, neglecting the control surfaces on the damn thing.
Yes.
Which I think I brought up at one
the
point.
control surfaces are what figures in the attitude of the plane. So it puts the plane into an appropriate, puts the wing into a appropriate angle of attack, for example, and causes the plane to fly straight and level. So I have a feeling he may be intentionally neglecting the control surfaces. Either that or he's an idiot.
He's
I'm
an
not
idiot.
sure which.
Now, when the plane flies with its nose up, is it being snooty?
Yeah, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why the Concorde
Totally.
did it, because you know the French.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. It was all that pâté foie gras and all that crap.
Yeah, the Concorde looked down. The pilots looked down their nose at you when they were coming
Yeah,
in for
literally.
a landing.
And Purple, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I didn't want to make it a separate drink call just because I'm trying to trudge through this. But as Tornado pointed out, he keeps bringing the word entropy into this, and it doesn't have anything to do with the subject.
Correct.
But it still merits an increment to the drink counter.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to rack my brain on avionics and aerodynamics and all the rest. I'm trying to think, what word could he be misunderstanding that he's using entropy for? I'm not even
Could
sure.
he be
Uh,
could he try
decay.
to use the second law of thermodynamics? Because Riley and that crowd has been saying you can't have air pressure or atmospheric pressure in a open container and stuff like that, and so he's trying to use the entropy thinking that it makes them sound smart and describes what the lower air pressure is, where the higher air pressure wants to go.
So for them, that would be the second law of dumbnatics, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Could he be going for some sort of equilibrium?
Perhaps.
I have no clue.
Yes, Jenny?
For that, we'd have to explore more of what's going on inside his brain, and there are some places man was not
just
meant
don't
to
wanna
be.
know.
Jenny has her hand up, so we'll go over to Jenny.
It is not uncommon for the layperson to confuse scientific terms versus street talk. And we find this all the time with the flat earthers when they're talking about flat and level, when they're talking about a theory as a law or not. And in this case, we're talking about entropy as one of Newton's laws versus thinking of it as a concept of decay, the simplistic concept of decay. You know, that the object that is orbiting the Earth its orbit is slowly decaying, so they're calling that entropy.
But I got to tell you that on that lay person, I don't want to lay that person.
And of course it's not, but you know, that's kind of what we're stuck with dealing with these people, is they just don't understand things.
Right. Alrighty, well let's move on then, shall we?
Yeah, I must say I have to measure at the moment. He's only at 0.8 gerunds though.
Oh,
because
he's still got
boring.
He's still got some room to go then.
Yeah.
Alright, well let's continue on.
The nose of the plane below horizontal, it's going to go straight into the ground. That's what's going to happen in a short space of time. So to fly the plane has to fly because of lift. Right? Without lift, the plane won't be going anywhere. And because of lift, the nose is tilted above horizontal. So Wolfie, please address this point, as you've spent 5 years avoiding it. And he might try and say he hasn't, but he has. I've asked him, and he wasn't able to deny what I said when I asked him about the nose of the airplane being always above horizontal. He wasn't able to deny it. But how do you explain it then within it? How does this pilot, who is an ex-military pilot and now a commercial pilot for a private company, how does he explain how the plane flies that way, yet still flies over a consistently curving surface? It's an incomplete possibility.
Does he have to?
But he has to either come up with a valid explanation
said it
that
did,
can
so
be
it must
researched
be.
and can be proven to be
explain it for a dick like you.
within
Why?
his model, or he has to concede that he can't. What will not be accepted?
Imbeciles.
What I will not accept from Wolfie 6020 is any red herring argument put forward by him as a response to this inquiry, i.e., flight chart creation, EQ mount telescopes, eclipses, the equinox, etc. As these are what separate arguments and are not in line.
Yes, Diana?
So in other words, he's not going to accept any argument that refutes his position.
Right.
He wants there was a debate between R and Ra and some particular person about the existence of the soul some time back, and the person who was debating Aaron, in the midst of issuing the challenge, and between Aaron accepting it and going on air, changed the what's the word, the terms of the contest, such that there was no way that Aaron could answer the question. This guy built the question such that only his woo could answer it. So I have a feeling that this guy here is doing the same thing.
Can I just make one point here? There may be a bunch of people in chat who don't know who Wolfie 6020 is. Wolfie genuinely is or was a military pilot. He does fly very, very long commercial flights, across the Pacific and things like this. He works for an Australian air company, I believe, or works out of Australia. He is Australian himself. The man is brilliant. Okay, he can do mathematics that most of us just kind of drool over. He's exquisitely smart about astronomy, about physics, about flight, and you just don't question Wolfie because he knows his shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
But does he know about entropy?
Probably,
Yeah.
kind of slightly, maybe.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just a tad.
But not the entropy this guy's talking about. His is a special entropy. He gets it from a jar that's shipped to him.
Walmart.
Yeah.
I thought he was shitting his entropy out his ass.
That could be where he's getting his entropy from.
I
That
think
would
that's
account-
where he's
that
getting
would,
his
yeah,
entropy
that would
more
account for an
likely.
awful lot.
Well, that might have something to do with
Yes.
that first film we saw.
That's true. Oh, geez. All right. Well, let's continue on. See what else he's got. I'm sure he's getting to
Ooh,
something.
he's not done yet?
No, of course not.
Wow.
What do
That's
we
where
have
he's going to
left?
put the footnotes in, right?
Yeah. We're at a little over halfway. Maybe like.
Oh
He
God.
has
Oh,
more?
geez.
It's that long?
Well, let's
Yeah.
just set up, let it run.
How could he put
I mean,
any more
how-
in there?
where,
that
where
doesn't
else
make
can he
sense?
go other than more wheel spinning?
Well, let's take
Yeah.
a look and see.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
On top of this, I will also not accept ad hominem attacks, blanket answers, i.e. gravity, etc.
But
that
how do I
claims
know
that
you're
my
a
assertions
hominid?
are in some way wrong or incorrect without the addressing of my references, i.e.
Blanket
NASA, etc.
answers. What about
What
towels?
will be accepted? I will accept a total concession that the phenomenon of lift for an airplane is not in line
that's
with
all.
a sphere
You have to agree with
and is
me
a
that my
complete
wrong view
physics
is correct.
impossibility
Okay.
on an oblate sphere either. I will accept that you, Wolfie 6020, has known this information concerning the lift effect of an airplane since
you're
at
inside
least
his head,
2016 and did not care to address it publicly as it contradicted your belief in a globe Earth model.
It's
I will accept
underlining
that your
purple
profession,
is
Wolfie,
really
does involve
serious.
mechanisms that would be an impossibility on a sphere Earth.
Oh my God.
So Wolfie 6020, the time has come for you to put up or shut up, as your profession disagrees with your world beliefs, so you must now either prove that the effect of lift, which includes upward aircraft nose tilt, can work on your sphere Earth model, or concede that it does not, as you, Wolfie 6020, have spent 5 years at this point attacking flat Earth and those who propose it, without ever addressing the basics of how your profession,
Okay, I want this guy
how your
put up
profession
in the
agree
space
with the
station.
flat Earth and not
Yeah.
his life. So
Drink.
Wolfie, the ball is now in.
Yes, Mom Nato?
One thing to point out that this guy is not bringing up is the fact that he is not a pilot, the person doing the talking, narrating. He is not was not a former military pilot. He does not work for an aircraft company. He does not work on a flight line. He doesn't work with anything to do
We got
with
a picture.
planes. So anything that he says is not a belief, or it is a belief on his part, but it's not factual. It is not
He's proving it on his
demonstratable.
picture.
I think he's also one of the guys
Demonstrable.
that says that jet planes work on compressed air, and that the size, that they don't tell us the actual size of the planes and stuff like that.
I mean, nothing about what he's saying is based on his profession. He is making up
Is his profession.
a perception.
But
of his
what
own
does he do for a living?
versus-
Or is this it?
Yeah, I mean,
true
it's
actual facts.
it's like a grammar school student telling the teacher that they know more than them. You know, it's like
Right.
Well, I have
Exactly.
to question if he has ever ridden in a plane, let alone flown one.
Yeah, really. I mean, I've been in planes more than once. I've flown.
I love window seat.
I have flown from Sacramento or San Francisco. I don't remember which one. Los Angeles to Japan, and from Japan to Okinawa. That's a 21-hour flight on the first leg and another 2 hours after that. I guarantee you that plane went up and down and up and down, regardless of turbulence. And I can guarantee you that it followed the horizon, not a horizontal.
If we got somebody in chat who's really smart with math, like I am not, Take the number of 100. We'll pretend that's the how long a 777 is, even though that's not it. But we use 100 feet, and if you tip the nose of this level line that's 100 feet long up to 4 degrees, how high is that off of the level?
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but maybe somebody in our chat does.
Yeah, that sounds like a calculus thing.
Yeah. No, that would just be trigonometry, but it's it's way longer. I know the wingspan of a 747 is more than the first Wright brothers flight.
Yeah.
And,
I could figure that out if I could break out the textbooks and see
a
the
jumbo
formulas
jet,
again,
I would
but I can't
imagine
do
a
it on my head.
4-degree thing is probably putting its nose up no more than a few feet.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much.
Yeah, it'd be a small percentage of the length.
Hold on one second.
Okay,
the cat's on the computer.
Let's say it's a few feet. Why don't you feel like you're walking uphill when you go from the bathroom to your front seat, row seat?
Because the plane is not flying at a constant level. You're flying with the horizon.
Sorry about that. I had to remove the cat from the computer before she turned it off again.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like when you're walking in the plane. If you're walking from the back to the front, why do you not feel the fact that you're moving at 600 miles an hour in order for the plane to stay in the air?
Well, because you're moving at 605 miles an hour, because that's how fast people walk.
I don't know if anybody else can, but back in the days when I was flying to work and then back home, I could feel the upward pitch of the aircraft on ascent, and then when we leveled out, we actually felt like it felt like we leveled out. You weren't going uphill or downhill.
Right.
Yeah. Well, even in a commercial airliner, I felt that on takeoff and descent.
Right.
Well, you have to. Your rollout is extreme. Like it's 10, 15, 20 degrees. Of course, you're going to feel that.
Right. But when you're actually in the plane flying at a constant speed forward, you feel like you are level because of your perception of the area around you.
Yeah, when you're walking, everything feels stationary because your perspective is to the floor of the aircraft you're walking on.
Right. And the floor of the aircraft is level for you.
Okay, I'll accept that.
All right.
This guy's basically saying, I'll only accept the conceding of defeat.
Right.
And that's not how that works.
Yeah. Well, let's
That's
continue
not how
on.
an argument works.
Let's continue on and see what else he's got here.
Just out of horrified curiosity, how much more is this?
6 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not too frightening.
In your report,
It'll
you
only
have to
take
address
us an
this.
hour and a
I'm not
half.
interested in
Let's
any
just watch it all.
hominins.
What was that, Jenny? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Let's watch it all at once.
Well, yeah, let's see if we can get through quite a bit at least.
Yeah, can we get this nose up a
I'm
little?
not interested in hand wave dismissals. I'm interested only in the addressing of this point. You've got to show how it's
Except you
possible
dismiss
for an
everything as a
airplane to
hand
fly
wave
with its nose
dismissal
above
that you don't
horizontal
like.
constantly for thousands of miles, flying at 500 to 600 miles per hour. Right, that's the commercial airplanes, and still be accounting for the drop and curvature of your globe Earth model as per its mathematics. Now, the final nail in the coffin is this.
Ooh, same picture
takeoff.
again.
Takeoff is an impossibility without winglet, as winglet causes the effect of tilting the airplane's nose upward.
What?
So, to take off, the airplane needs to build up thrust, which causes the pressure differential between the bottom and top of the wings.
Oh my
So
God.
entropy takes place, and the higher pressure underneath the wings wants to go to the lower pressure.
Aerodynamics, not fucking entropy. Drink.
Right?
I think who had the first drink call on that one? Yeah, I think it was Jenny.
Tornado, I think.
No,
I think it was
basically just said
Jenny.
The same thing.
I can do it really short. No.
Really?
It's the elevator that causes the forward, the roll, or tilting, as you say, or pitch is the real word, of the plane as it takes off.
Yeah, I think the main reason they do that is because you run out of runway, so you want to take off within a particular area. Theoretically, if you wanted to take a really long runway,
Okay.
thing, you
RJ,
could
you
take
kinda
off
cut
at a
Jenny
nice
off. You need
smooth
to let her
thing if
finish.
you wanted to.
You need to let Jenny finish. You kind of cut her off.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I was done. That's all I had to say. It's the elevator.
Okay.
Period.
All,
It's the
all
only
the-
control
all-
surface in a plane that causes pitch.
Yes.
All the rotation does is increase the angle of attack, which will then provide a more of the wing surface to create the lift, so you can get off the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's continue.
So that is what causes takeoff, right? And once the airplane gets up at cruising altitude, they can then relax maybe on the amount of thrust they need, but they still must keep enough thrust to overcome the drag and keep enough lift to overcome the weight, right?
Oh
So
my God.
No.
here is
no.
what NASA have to say about it. So what makes a plane go up? Okay, this is from NASA. Now, Wolfie has to address this if he's got a problem with what I have to say. What makes a plane go up? Question mark. Air. A plane flies through the air by continually pushing and pulling the surrounding air downward. In response to the force of moving the air down, the air pushes the airplane upward. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. I won't go into Newton's laws of motion. An airplane wing is shaped so that the air is deflected downward as the wing passes. Because air is a fluid, a gas, both the top and the bottom surface of the wing deflect the air. This is very different than dealing with solid pellets for which only the bottom surface would deflect. The faster an airplane travels, the more lift is generated. Inclining the wing to the wind also produces more deflection and more lift. So in inclining of the wing, increases the lift and the deflection. The wings of an airplane have adjustable flaps that can be extended or retracted. When extended, the flaps increase the deflection of the air and provide greater lift for takeoff and landing. As it flies,
Drink.
a plane is
Yes, Mom
That
NATO.
completely negates his previous argument about takeoff. I mean, oh my God, how much brains? It even says adjustable flaps increase lift.
He's again confusing terminology. He's equating lift with takeoff, and they're not the same. They're just lift makes takeoff possible, but takeoff is a completely unique operation of the pilot on the elevator of the plane.
Right. Which we know, which is caused by the adjustment of the flaps. And he doesn't understand anything because he's not a pilot.
The Wright brothers understood this.
Yes. And they created airplanes.
Yeah.
They're not really, but close enough.
For the aircraft too, they didn't have ailerons, but
Right.
So did the
They
Wrong
had a
brothers
glider.
create submarines?
what was it?
Did the Wrong brothers create submarines?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the case. Yes.
No, but Civil Air Patrol chased off a bunch of German submarines in World War II.
Sorry, I've had enough to drink to the point that I'm feeling good and my speech is not yet impaired. So.
Oh, we are up to 37, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let's do a little bit more here and see how far we get.
Flies a plane is in the center of four forces: lift, upward force, and thrust, forward push, provided by a propeller. Get a plane into the air. Gravity, which is referencing weight, let's just say, and drag, air resistance, which is friction caused by air rubbing against the plane. Try to pull the plane down and slow its speed. A plane must be built so that lift and thrust are stronger than the pull of gravity, which is basically weight, and that's what they really mean, and drag by just the right amount. Lift from
Gravity
the
is
wings
not weight.
is used to overcome the force of gravity. Shape is important in overcoming drag. For example, the nose of the plane is rounded so it can push through the air more easily. The front edge of each wing is rounded too. An airplane built like a railroad boxcar just wouldn't fly very well. So they're basically saying that the whole airplane is designed to take advantage of lift. That's the whole point.
Drink.
Is taking advantage of the airplane.
Yes, Jenny?
Is anybody is familiar with the movie? And then there was a remake of it, The Flight of the Phoenix.
I am not.
No.
Yes, I know that movie.
It's the story of these people that get that are in a plane and it crashes in the desert and they're all alone, and through their amazing abilities, they are able to take one wing off the plane and glue it to the other and make a fuselage and put an engine on it, and it flies. And the guy who in the group that made all this happen was a guy who understood aerodynamics.
Yeah, that one of the people, one of the survivors of the crash was an airplane designer.
He built model airplanes.
Yeah.
Remote control stuff. Now, if you go to YouTube and you look up a group named Flight Test, FLITETEST, one word, you will find them putting wings on toilets and making them fly. Okay?
Yeah.
And all kinds of other things like battleships and stuff that doesn't fly. They can do it because if you build the right wing for the right weight and the right balance, you can make any damn thing fly.
I heard it said that the F-16 is America's proof that if you put enough thrust on it, a brick will fly.
Yes.
Well, the F4 was the one.
Well, look at the damn space shuttle.
Yeah.
So.
Look at the stubby wings on the space shuttle.
But how much entropy does it have?
The space shuttle is not designed to fly. The space shuttle is just designed to slow its descent as it crashes through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly correct. It's a brick.
Yeah, pretty
but
much.
There's control surfaces that work for it once it gets under 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, this guy, again, like I said earlier, has no concept of aerodynamics. He doesn't have any concept of what a pilot knows. He's just blowing shit out his ass to open it an argument, and he doesn't want to get a logical, factual response, which is why he's saying, I won't take anything except you conceding that I'm right and you're wrong.
Right. Well, Mandelbrot agrees with Chris Kelling, I believe it was, in the live chat there. He says they prove that a brick can fly, the F4.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what Chris said. All right, let us continue on. We're so close, yet so far away. Yes, Tornado.
Is that the space shuttle doesn't... an airplane flies. A space shuttle falls with style.
Pretty much, yes. All right, here we go.
Differential. And so consequently, and if you incline the wings, you increase the lift. So the lift, it's like a two-way thing. If you incline the wings, you increase the lift. But also the lift causes the airplane to incline anyway because it causes the nose to tilt up. So either way, it's like there is no other way around it. For takeoff, for landing, and for flight, airplanes have to always fly with their nose above horizontal.
Notice the word gravity in the second paragraph.
So basics of this, right? How does an airplane take off? Just keep it basic. Planes' engines are designed to move it forward at high speed. That makes airflow rapidly over the wings, which throw the air down toward the ground, generating an upward force called lift. It overcomes the plane's weight and holds it in.
Yes, Chris?
One thing he hasn't even brought up is the center of gravity and the center of mass. And you have to do weight and balance for your aircraft so you don't end up flying through the air with your nose pointing down or pointing up, or the plane constantly rolling right or
This
left.
became critical on the Concorde.
Yes, and So, well, it's critical, and it says in 182 also. I know that because whenever I fly with Civil Air Patrol, I have to put that seat in a specific position. Otherwise, the pilot has to constantly trim for nose up attitude.
Now, you're not going to go confusing the issue by bringing in empirical reality, are you, Chris?
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Boy, you're supposed to put up a lame picture and stamp your foot dogmatically. That's how this works.
And let's
obviously.
not forget that
I got it now.
that every person on the plane has a certain amount of luggage and a certain amount of weight that they can take up for luggage. And anything over that you have to pay because it costs fuel costs
And
to
fuel,
help
yeah.
keep the plane in the air, because the heavier the plane is, beyond what they expect for wind speed, wind shear, all that other stuff, and distance, they have to pay for and make up for with fuel. So, I mean, oh my God.
Well, figure in the Air Force, the loadmasters for the C-130s
Oh,
and
yes.
C-5 Galaxies, they
Starlifters.
are logistic masters, because they have to figure out where to put that cargo so the plane is going to be balanced in the air. It doesn't.
I'm heading off, guys.
Good night.
Good night, Tornado.
I do Cobra.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this fool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
C-140 Starlifters.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about huge ass planes that had to have the weight balance to the nth degree to make sure that they got as far as they could on their fuel.
Oh yeah.
And
it isn't just a matter of the fuel; it's a matter of how you're going to
balance.
control the plane in the air,
Mhm.
because you're dealing with 3 dimensions there. You know.
Yeah.
You don't have a road that's supporting all the weight.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, let me bring up this picture real quick for a brief pause in our stupidity here. Let me see if I can bring up this picture real quick. Hold on. Let's see.
Well, if you're going to do something intelligent, I'm going to have to get another drink.
I mean, I don't know about intelligent, but definitely warranted. Let's see. There we go. All right. OBS was not cooperating with me. What else is new?
I'm just waiting for Lego to come out with the kit to build a functional drone. I'm sure it's only a couple of years away.
Oh, I don't know. I'm waiting for Lego to come out with the Jackass picture, working Jackass, so we can show it.
Here, I interrupt your stupid for brief cuteness.
Yeah.
That is that's
Yeah.
Morton Nielsen's puppy. Her name is Kaya, and she's super cute. And he wanted me to see if I could share that picture with everybody.
Absolutely.
Very adorable.
And the little dog biscuit trinket it's
name
wearing
tag.
has more intelligence
Yes.
than that guy did doing the video.
Yeah.
When I was in
God,
high
yes.
school, we had a puppo that was a German Shepherd Collie mix.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
My
the
mom-
greatest.
My mom has a white German Shepherd and a black
Aw.
German Shepherd.
Yeah, she's 5.5 months old now, Morton says, so she's getting pretty big. She's still got a lot of growing to do.
Gypsy's almost 2 years old, and she's only the size of this dog. She's a very small shepherd.
Yeah, my boy is tiny for a shepherd too. He's only 65 pounds and he's almost 3 years old.
Yeah.
But
I don't
he's-
even think Gypsy weighs that much.
Yeah, he's a tiny boy, but he's a good boy. But
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be a big girl. She looks like
My
she's gonna be a
my last shepherd was a white shepherd, and she was 29 inches at the shoulder and weighed
Wow.
115 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom's
It was a very
black-
scary dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's black German Shepherd is 120 pounds. So
Yeah.
he's a big boy.
Well, I had to briefly interrupt our stupid for some cuteness.
Let's get the
I have
rest
my
of this
hand
over
raised.
with.
You do,
I-
RJ.
I think that was good, and I think that should be a regular feature here. That between videos at least, we should have a break for cuteness.
That's true. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah, Morton says she still has some growing to do for sure. Yep. All right, RJ, you had your.
Yeah, I was inspired to propose a science experiment for the
Uh-oh.
next time that you're on an aircraft. So, if the airplane takes off from Dallas Fort Worth, flying northwest, and half an hour in, you start throwing peanuts from your seat in tourist class back towards the end of the plane, and somebody decides to start throwing flat earth believers out of the plane en route, how long will it be if you flush a toilet in first class for the nose to come up?
Instantaneous.
Oh, okay, good. There we go. That answers that question.
Well, the aircraft would ascend because by throwing the flat earthers out, you're reducing the weight.
Yeah, you're reducing drag.
Flat Earth's out.
But if the flat earther is a drag queen, how does that affect calculation?
I don't see that happening.
That's true, but this is purely hypothetical.
Drag queens tend to be pretty intelligent people.
That's true.
Indeed, yes.
Yes, Chris?
I see a vertebrate climbing around Lavender Lady.
Chris, you had something to add?
Once you throw the flat earthers out, then suddenly density and buoyancy don't matter anymore, and actual physics take over. So,
and the entropy of intelligence goes up.
Yes.
Hey, we're so close to the end. Can we just run it all the way through nonstop?
Yes, I believe we can. We've only got about a minute.
This guy's
okay. No more drink votes. Let me
effort
finish.
On basically the same dead horse beating for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let's let him finish.
I promise I'll only call drink if it's really, really, really upsetting.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. There's the basics of what actually happened. So, this cannot be doing that. If it's forced to have the nose doing this, and to go in that direction. So for the airplane to go straight and horizontal, right, it has to fly, and in such a way it has to take advantage of lift and fly in such a way that forces the nose of the plane above horizontal. So its nose will be up here. For it to go forward, its nose has to be basically lifted up the way. So how can it be going down there? It can't. It can never be doing that. This doesn't happen. But Wolfie is a pilot.
You can never fly a plane with the nose ever pointing anywhere other than
he's also a commercial
one direction.
Pilot. Now I don't know if he can fly both helicopter and airplane or whatever, but I'm only asking him about this and this effect. So please, Wolfie, would you please address this and address this particular point and not red herring me or ad hom me or hand wave it away? You've spent 5 years attacking us. So I want you now to either put up.
I suspect he's probably answered this quite a few times, but he just doesn't like the answer.
Go away. One or the other. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, you're not welcome.
Okay, again. Plane does not fly horizontal. It fly with its nose slightly above horizontal. It flies slightly above the horizon. And the horizon is always curving because the Earth is curved.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Well, my friend owns and flies a Cessna 152. And the other day I got some pictures of the instrument panel and a couple other things on the exterior of the aircraft. I'm putting a video together using these to kind of, shall we say,
demonstrate
flat Earth bear. You know, let's say dealing with atmospheric pressure, because your altimeter is dealing with atmospheric pressure. What the pitot tube does, what the static airport is for, stuff like that. And see if it gets any traction.
I just the argument this man has, again, we've already said it, he's mistaking real specific terms that mean something entirely different. Then you add in the horizontal crap when it's supposed to be horizon, and just, it's just a giant headache. And he doesn't want to accept any argument, again, like I said, except concession. So
Because he's a great genius and he has a picture.
if he's a genius, my dog has turned into a horse.
Which I find extremely unlikely. So we may deduce from that this person is not a genius.
Indeed.
Right.
Well,
I just find it very sad that this guy's mommy didn't teach him the phrase "Don't be a dick."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
apparently
his
not.
name isn't Dick, technically he's succeeding.
Oh dear. Well, you had your hand up still, RJ. Was that an accidental?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just enthralled by entropy.
Okay. Well, with that, I think this is about where we're going to wrap it up for the evening.
And we killed off 3 stupids.
We did. We had quite a few of them.
40 drinks.
Yes.
He's a cute little pug.
Yeah.
Drink.
Gotta have our cute little pug.
Drink.
Yes. Yes, Jenny.
Are you going to change the counter?
I did. It just takes a second to update.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
There you go.
It's not 40. I'm done.
Yes, now it's 41.
We're perilously close to the secret of life, the universe, and everything.
That's
drink.
true.
Drink.
There.
All right. Nope. Now we're over it. Now we're at
There we go.
43.
There we go. It's all done. We've settled it. Okay.
Undrink.
Undrink. All right.
I don't think that's possible.
Undrink. There we go.
Yes. Okay.
Spit it back out, quick.
Yes. Life, the
All
universe,
right.
everything.
Well, with that, everybody,
Anti-drink.
I do want to
Wow.
thank the panel for coming. We had a very large and very lovely panel this evening, and I'm so glad that to have you all with us. We were glad to have
Yay.
Diana back with us as well.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
Yay. Yay.
And thank you, Live Chat, for being here and being awesome as always. And we had lovely conversations in the side chat about kitties and murder mittens and toe beans and
We
puppos.
forgot
Aviation
clams.
We didn't have as many clams. We were lacking on the clams tonight.
Okay.
So we'll have
Okay,
to.
we're going to
Fantastic.
expect more from you next time.
I might have to bring back the clam counter next week and see if we can get that
Yeah.
clam counter up.
We have low standards to maintain
Yeah,
here.
but this
Well-
airplane thing was calamitous.
That's true.
Ooh.
Ay, ganto para usted.
I really think we need to get Sloth Girl back in the side chat to get the clam count up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That'll definitely do it.
But I think the clams,
She has all the classic movie references with the clams.
I think the clams could have flown a plane better than this guy. So
Yes.
Yeah, most
And for
likely.
those who are interested in the new Ghostbusters movie, it is coming out today. Or it came out today.
Oh, and since we are on the subject of aerodynamics, penguins can fly if you throw them hard enough.
There we go.
Same as true
but do
with
their
children.
but do their beaks go up or down on the flat Earth?
Well, the same is true with children if you throw them hard enough.
This is true.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But
You're
in most
not wrong.
states, that's frowned on.
Yes.
have you ever seen the tests where they have a F4 on a rocket sled slamming into the side of a nuclear reactor?
No.
To see how strong the nuclear reactor walls are. The
No.
F4 totally disintegrates. And
Oh, is that why they keep slamming it into a concrete wall? I didn't understand the purpose of those videos.
Ah.
Or either that or it was just somebody that really didn't like F4s.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, everybody, I think we are going to wrap it up for the evening. So thank you again for coming, everybody in the live chat and the panel. And
Thanks for having me.
of course, anytime. And with that, say good night, panel.
Good
Good
night,
night, panel.
Panel.
Good night.
Good night, panel.